Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Look It Up podcast. Myself, Tony Gudo, and my grandson, Cheo Omer. Go ahead. What you got to say?
You can also find us on Facebook under Tony Gudo, his name, and under YouTube under the Look It Up podcast. Now, Papa, we got a lot of things to talk about today. Why don't you start off with things in the college football?
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the SEC. You know, the SEC changed this year, and we're going to a 9-game schedule in the future. And this week they named all the teams in the SEC and who their 3 common opponents would be, who they're going to play. From what I understand, they're going to play those 3 every year for the next 5 years, and then it's going to be looked at again to see how it stands. LSU's 3 opponents are going to be Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, typically we play Alabama a lot and Florida a lot, but in the schedules coming up, I saw Alabama will be on our schedule next year anyway. You know, some of the other people, who's Alabama? Alabama's got Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. So they probably should have got a little bit tougher schedule, and somebody else besides Mississippi State. But that's what they got. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, and Oklahoma. Tennessee got Alabama, UK, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. And A&M, they got the Tigers, Mizzou, and Texas. So that just gives you a little bit of information on those common opponents that's going to be coming up. Just to give you an example, like next year, LSU is going to have 9 SEC games. A&M, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Alabama, Mississippi State, Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And as we know, we open with Clemson. So that's 10 spots. I'm not sure who the other 2 schools are. I guess we'll find out sooner than later who the next 2 schools are. Mm-hmm. What do you think about these common opponents?
I really don't like it. I think you're taking away one of the greatest rivalries in college football.
Which ones?
Alabama LSU.
Well, it's not a rivalry. I mean, it's been, I guess, considered somewhat rivalry. What? Ole Miss goes back to 1958.
I don't care.
That's a big rivalry.
LSU and Alabama is back and forth every year. Ole Miss and LSU's been kind of one-sided. LSU has won most of those games. They have been 6-4 against Ole Miss in the last 10 years. And I think it's...
Well, that's what makes it a rivalry. I mean, Alabama has always been, but Alabama's...
But Alabama
and Auburn in Tennessee. Those are the 2 make
Yes, I agree with you. But I'm saying, LSU and Alabama is always looked forward to by every college football fan.
Yeah, it normally depends, makes a big difference on who's going to make the SEC championship, too. But
most of the time.
Whoever loses that game normally gets out of everything, so it's hard to tell. Let's look at the top 25. What do you think about the top 25? I saw LSU dropped to number 4.
Well, that's because of the opponent.
Yeah, Miami beat Florida, so they moved them up. Penn State dropped a little bit. Yeah, Penn State dropped. But, Florida's not that above top, but... I mean, Miami's 4-0, so I guess you got to give them that.
But Florida's an SEC team, and we beat We beat a SLC conference team. So
we beat Clemson, but Clemson has been losing. So
lost to Syracuse.
Lost again. So
Syracuse.
You can't really give us a whole lot of credit for that. Yeah, Syracuse beat them last week. Georgia number 5, Oregon number 6, and Oklahoma number 7.
Oklahoma.
That's a few moves.
And speaking of Oklahoma, Mateer has been announced out for the rest of the season.
No, not the rest of the season.
Well, not the rest of the season.
He's had a hand surgery for I think they said...
Broke his hand.
4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. So he may be back by the time LSU plays him. We'll see by the end of the season.
Oh, we don't know.
Florida State, number 8.
A&M 9. Texas
Tech.
10.
Texas Tech is a team to watch. They're number 12. They've been moving up. Indiana, they put a whipping on Illinois. Illinois fell all the way down to 23. Alabama, number 17. So they went
Georgia
down 3
Tech
spots.
slips in at 16.
Yep. So it's a lot of different changes in here. We just got to keep going because you never know what's going to end up happening by the end of the year. Let's look back at a few games last week. LSU had a 46-point win over Southeast Louisiana. Of course, everybody expected that. Southeast Louisiana was not the type of LSU team to play LSU. LSU second string played most of the second half. Van Buren played. He looked like a pretty good quarterback.
Van Buren did not look bad whatsoever.
Yeah,
but once again, it's against not a great team.
Yeah, but it helps to get him some experience and see what we can do for next year. Clemson, as you mentioned, Clemson gets beat by Syracuse 34-21.
They tried to come back.
Dabo's still crying. Now Dabo's saying this week his heart hurts for his team and for his school. Well, Dabo, I don't think he goes anywhere. Clemson, he put Clemson on the map over the last few years, the last 10, 15 years. And I don't think they're going to let him go for a bad year.
What was it, 3 national championships in a row?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they let him go. He's going to stay there. And,
yeah.
I mean, he'd have to have another year or two real bad for that to happen. But maybe he'll start dipping into the NIL and do things that other teams are doing that he swore against over the years. So we'll find out. Indiana, I mentioned them earlier. They beat Illinois 63-10. 63-10. It was a mind-blowing beatdown, is what it was. A mind-blowing beatdown. Because everybody thought Indiana was going to fall to Illinois. Illinois' defense is like one of the top in the country. And what happened? They get beat 63-10. They put a showing on them. Miami gives Billy another loss. 26-7 against Billy. I don't think Billy hangs on like Dabo does. I think he's going to be gone by the end of the year. Billy's not going to make it. Poor Billy. Oklahoma. They beat Auburn 24-17. That was a big game. Oklahoma, they had a bad play. They had a trick play at the end of the game that is illegal. It's illegal. You cannot send someone off the field and not let him go off. And he stopped and he went out as a receiver and caught a touchdown pass. Helped them win that game. The officials and the NCAA said this week that was illegal. If they would have went to the referees or the officials and said, we're doing this trick play, the officials would have told them it was illegal not to do it. But the officials missed it in the game. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, I don't think they can reverse a win or a loss. Ole Miss handles Tulane with no problem, 45-10. Texas Tech, I mentioned them earlier. They're the team to watch. I've been excited about them all year because they started out the season strong. They beat Utah. Utah's a good team, and they beat Utah in Utah, 34-10. That was an amazing game for them. But a lot of games last week came down to that. There was like a lot of upsets. My picks were not that good last week. I went 3-5. Usually I do at least 500 or better. But last week I didn't do that well because we had some teams that just got blown out. Like most people took Illinois and they got blown out. Some of those teams are just messed up. So anyway, this week, who we got? We got LSU playing Ole Miss.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Go Tigers.
We go to the SIP.
Yeah, I think
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss has got a good offensive team. They can score some points. But I think LSU's defense
is going
to stop them and keep them from scoring the points that they usually score in every game.
Like they've been saying, our offense has been struggling the first 3 weeks.
The run game, we are the last in the country in running the football. Right. So that's definitely got to improve. And if you can improve the running game, you keep Ole Miss off.
I know we did not play a good opponent. Yet, I saw that offense kind of wake up a little bit and say, hey, we are better than what we've been showing the last few weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I think if they would have kept the first string in there, they'd have scored a lot more points.
Yeah, they would have scored a lot.
But like I said, you're looking at the opponent, that's the thing. But I just think the defense, I think they're like number 1 or number 2 in the country. They can handle the Ole Miss receivers. And they put enough pressure on the quarterback that I think will be fine. I think LSU wins that game in Oxford this coming week. Oregon is going to Penn State for a whiteout game in Penn State. Penn State's favored by 3.5, and Penn State should win this game, you would think, because they got the most experienced team across the board. However, they just cannot beat the top 10, top 15 player teams. Every year they come to a point to these games like Oregon and they lose. And I'm taking Oregon. I'm taking Oregon in this game. I think Oregon is getting 3.5.
Me too.
I'll take them points.
I'm taking the points. I'm taking Oregon. I'm taking the Oregon
And I'm
guts
taking the
to
ball.
go to Pennsylvania and go
and win.
whoop some butt
Yeah.
on that whiteout.
Another game is Florida State. Florida State on Friday night. They play Virginia. Virginia's an up-and-coming team, but Florida State has been moving up on the poll, and I think Florida State's going to win that game against Virginia. It's a 6.5 point spread. I like Florida State to win that game. Let's move on to the NFL. Let's talk about what's going on there. A lot of things happened in the last week. Man, the Saints, the Saints look bad.
I don't want to talk about it.
The Saints lost. They had 21 points scored against them with like 9 minutes, 7 minutes, and 9 minutes in the game, I think it was, or maybe 7 minutes in the first quarter. They were already down 21-0 due
I don't want
to
to talk
blocked
about it.
field goals. And
I don't want to talk about it.
So let's put that behind us. For
Because-
one thing to remember, the Saints this past 3 weeks, in 3 games, have had more penalties than anybody else. 31 penalties. 31 penalties over 3 games.
Guys, I'm
You
not
can't
even
win
joking
doing
this. I'm not even
Can't win
joking
doing
this.
that.
I watched the game. Kickoff happens, right?
Mhm.
I see we get the ball. We have the ball. I decide to go to the bathroom. I come back
Losing.
to 21-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's quick. It was quick.
I said, what
I
the
thought you
heck
didn't want
is
to talk
going
about
on?
it. I thought you didn't want to talk about
I
it.
didn't want to talk about it, but it's annoying how
I still believe in the coaching staff. I think they got the right coaching staff. I'm still iffy about the defensive coordinator. But the staff itself, I think Kellen Moore will get it turned around. But it's going to take a couple of years to get that done. The way we're going now, we'll probably get the first pick next year. So we'll see what happens. This week we played Buffalo.
yeah,
It's going to be just as bad.
we're done.
We're playing in Buffalo. I don't see
No,
us
that's
winning
even
that
worse.
game.
That's even worse.
Yeah, Buffalo's even better, so we'll see. Tampa Bay, they come back and win in New York and beat the Jets 29-27. What's amazing about that is they broke a record. Tampa Bay broke a record last week.
On what?
They won 3 games in a row in the final minute of the game. Not the final 2 minutes or 5 minutes. In the
Minute?
final minute, the last 3 weeks, they won all their games in a comeback fashion at the end. That's an NFL record. No one's ever done that. That's pretty big.
That's crazy.
Washington handles Las Vegas. That was pretty easy. Vegas was not that good. Washington, without Daniels,
With Marcus Mariota and
Yeah.
that quarterback.
he looked pretty good. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he's always been good. I mean, I said a little crap about him last week.
They won like 41-24. It was
Yeah.
it was kind of a beatdown. It was not that.
I said a little crap about Mariota last week, but he's never bad. It's just I didn't like him when he was the starter at Atlanta for that one season.
Or Tennessee.
Or
Remember,
Tennessee.
Didn't he start at Tennessee? I
He
think.
started at Tennessee and the Raiders. No, he's a backup for the Raiders.
Yeah.
But
And Philly wins again in the final minutes. Now, they were already ahead by a couple of points, but they blocked the field goal, and the defensive tackle, he went all the way down the field, like, 70, 80 yards, whatever it was,
probably.
and scored a touchdown, and they went over the spread because of that. They covered the spread because of that touchdown. So anyway, Philly's still winning. They're still undefeated. Atlanta, what happened there? Atlanta got blown out
By the Carolina Panthers.
That's 30-0. 30-0. What happened to Atlanta?
It couldn't even score a point.
I know they never scored the whole game.
And the crazy part was it was in.
Boy, they ended up they benched Penix.
And they put Cousins in.
I guess they put Cousins in. I didn't watch the end of the game, but I heard they benched him. But I saw this week they go back to Penix. Penix going to play again this week because they said the coach said, well, he won the job last year, so he's going to keep the job. So I guess it depends on what goes on in the future. But I can't believe they got blown out by Carolina. Vikings beat Cincinnati 48-10. Woo! Browning did not look too good in that game. He did good the first week, but no, not this week. Browning is he's got a tough road ahead of him, trying to guide Cincinnati because Joe Burrow's out till
December.
probably the end of the year, probably. If they make the playoffs, they may be back. You know, I'm not sure. Packers lose to the Cleveland Browns. Woo, right at the end of the game, they were winning that game, and they lost to Cleveland. Packers got a good defense. The score was 13-10, so both teams have a good defense, and they played pretty good. How about the Bears and the Cowgirls? Ooh, what happened?
I was laughing. That was a funny game to watch. Jeez Louise.
Caleb Williams, man, he had a hell of a day. I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan from the beginning because I didn't think he was that good, and he showed it last year. But you know, bringing in the offensive coordinator from Detroit, and bringing in DA from the Saints as the defensive coordinator.
Like, I've been saying that for years. Ever since we hired Dennis Allen, I said he's a great defensive coordinator. He's just not a head coach.
He's not a good head coach.
That's why
He's got to be a leader. He's not that type of. He's not tight. There's too many things to handle as a head coach. As a defensive coordinator, all he has to worry about is the defense. So, anyway, that was the Bears beat them 31-14. Caleb Williams had 4 touchdowns in that game.
Wow.
4 passing touchdowns, and Dak Prescott, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. See, Dak is hot and cold. And this week they play the Packers.
Oh yeah, they're good.
On
And
Sunday night. Big
and
night.
the Packers are mad after that loss against Cleveland. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Chiefs finally get a win. And Sunday night, they won 22-9.
They barely survived.
They barely survived. And guess who they play this week? Baltimore. And Baltimore just lost again. Guess what? I'm sorry, but the Ravens are going to beat them. They're going to beat the Chiefs, no matter where the
Who
game
the Ravens
is.
just lose to?
The Ravens lost on Monday night.
Oh yeah, it's the Lions. Yeah.
The Ravens scored all them points. That's 2 games. That's 2 games they've lost because of what? Henry fumbled in the game against Buffalo when he had all the yards and all the touchdowns. They were blowing him out, and he turned that game around with a fumble. This past week, Derrick Henry does the same thing. Puts the ball on the ground. I guess everybody is trying to hit the ball out of his hands. That must be the deal.
No, I mean you can't tackle him.
You can't tackle him. And I guess, he's always using that forearm all the time. So maybe that's the problem, too, is he's not concentrating on the football. Because he's never been known as a fumbler. But all of a sudden now he's fumbling this year. Could be age catching up with him. You never know.
But he's
Hard
30.
to tell.
He's 30. So.
Yeah. But he's still, when he ran that 1 touchdown, then he was doing 18 miles an hour. So he's still pretty fast for the big guy like he is.
I mean, yeah, but still, could be age catching up.
Yep. Anyway, this week I like 3 games in the NFL. I like Seattle tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Seattle plays Arizona at Arizona, but I think Seattle's a lot better team than Arizona is. It'll probably be a close game, but they only give it up 1.5 points. I think Seattle wins that game outright. And I like the Chargers. The Chargers have been playing good football this year, and they're playing the Giants. The Giants are still the Giants. The coach is probably still going to be gone after this year. They made a lot of changes. They brought in all the defensive guys, and they do have a good defense. They've been playing pretty good defense, but the problem is their offense. Now, from what I understand, what they're doing, they're starting a new quarterback, right?
They will be benching Russell Wilson and will put in rookie Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Now, I saw Jackson Dart in the preseason, and I did not like Jackson Dart because he played for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I hate Ole Miss. That's why I don't like him. But what I saw from him in the preseason, I think he's good. He's decent. He's a good quarterback.
He's better than what we thought. At Ole Miss, he had some struggles at Ole Miss. And they lost. Last year it was supposed to be their year because they had everybody. They were loaded.
I think he's better than Caleb Williams.
I'm not sure if he's better than Caleb Williams, but
I
personally would not have drafted Dart, and a lot of people did pass up on him. Giants taking the chance with him. I've seen him in preseason. He did look good. In camp, he looked good. Everything I've seen, so that could make a difference. He could make a difference in that football game. But I just don't see them beating the Chargers. The Chargers are too good of a team to lose to them. And I like Chicago going to Las Vegas. I think the Bears could beat the Raiders. The Bears looked so good last week. Now, they could be up and down. Maybe this week will be different. Caleb Williams, he has a chance to have 2 weeks in a row that's good. So we'll find out. Anyway, to recap my picks, I like Florida State over Virginia. I like Oregon straight up over Penn State. I like LSU straight up over Ole Miss. I like Seattle over Arizona. The Chargers over the Giants. And Chicago over Las Vegas. Any other comments you want to make, Joe?
Nope, I think that's it for...
Anything else? Anything on UFC or anything going on there?
No, but I will get to y'all on the UFC once it gets closer. Oh, I do have one thing about the UFC. They have canceled. I mean, they haven't canceled it, but they have substituted Charles Oliveira versus Rafael Fiziev, and have taken out. Fiziev has been injured, and they him out and put Gamrot in for Fiziev.
So to change his opponent. He changed his
Yeah.
opponent.
So Charles Oliveira will face Gamrot at UFC Rio. I think it's next week, I believe.
Yeah, something else I wanted to go over real quick. I didn't mention it. Let me see if this week's games.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good
matchups.
games.
A lot of good college matchups this week. I'm gonna run through them real quick.
Yeah, we got to do
Florida
that
State and
quickly.
Virginia. We said that already. TCU is very good.
Against
TCU,
Arizona State.
That was a surprise. I thought SMU was going to beat TCU. They had a chance. They were up 28-24 and ended up losing that game. TCU's got a good team. They're playing at Arizona State, and Arizona State's a good football team.
And Notre Dame, Arkansas.
Notre Dame goes to Arkansas. So Arkansas lost in the last second of the game. They lost to Memphis. Memphis is an up-and-coming team.
Who, Notre Dame?
They beat Arkansas.
Or Arkansas.
Last week, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Southern Cal goes to
Illinois.
Illinois is in a hole with that loss they just had.
Yeah.
So
And then of course,
LSU and Ole Miss.
I don't like that at 2:30, but
2:30. That's all right. That's a good time.
Anyway.
A&M and Auburn.
2:30.
That's a big game.
LSU, Ole Miss, and then A&M, Auburn. That's good.
Ohio State, Washington.
That's gonna be a sweep.
Tennessee and Mississippi State. Everybody likes Mississippi State, but I don't think Mississippi State is as good as their record.
Yeah.
I think they drop here. I think Tennessee handles them. And then the big game, Alabama and Georgia.
The main event.
What do you think? I think Georgia might.
I like Georgia in this game.
I think Georgia wins that game. They're at home,
Agreed.
in between the hedges. It's tough for Alabama's struggling. They need to win, and they look better the last few weeks. But playing Georgia at home, Georgia number 5, Alabama 17. If they lose, it's not going to hurt them much in the poll. I don't think they'll still be in the top 25 because you're losing to Georgia. But if they win, now that would make a big difference. They can move up to the top 15, top 10, maybe top 10. So, anyway, that's it for today.
Another episode of the Look It Up podcast.
Look it up.
Remember,
we own Facebook under Tony Gudo. Please look at us, make comments, anything you want. Please share so other people will know that we're around. Also, we own what?
YouTube under the Look It Up podcast.
Look It Up podcast on YouTube.
Before we go, what do you do when you're confused?
You look it up. Go Tigers.
Go Saints, even though they ain't looking too good. But there you go. Who dat? Go Tigers. Thanks for watching
See y'all next
another
week.
episode of the Look It Up podcast. Bye-bye.